and welcome to episode 97 of the podcast. In this week's episode, we're going to be going through some of the interview questions that we ask for new team members that join us here. We're going to show you some of the bigger fittings that we're working with here at Gaslec, and we're going to be looking into our history section, and we're going to be looking at the adjustable spanner. But first of all, here's my friend Sean to tell you a bit more about the podcast. Are you a new person coming into plumbing and heating? Are you a homeowner that likes a bit of DIY? Or are you a business owner and wanted a bit more knowledge before you make some decisions on your plumbing and heating? Stay tuned to the podcast and hopefully we'll be able to help you out with some of your questions. And welcome back to the show. So here at Gaslec, we're always looking for the next team member here. So we have some interview questions that we use here for our new candidates that are coming on board. So I'm going to share these with you so hopefully they can prepare you for your next interview. So one of the things here we ask is, what is your motivation every day? What gets you out of bed? So if it's money, fine. If it's stability, family, fine. Pay for your hobbies, fine. Whatever it is, but just trying to get to know the core person that you are and what motivates you, and to make sure that we can deliver what you want. So it's a two-way street thing. So a lot of people think it's all sort of take, but it's not these days. That was in the 60s and the 70s. It was like that, but it's not like that anymore. So I'm very keen to find out what motivates an individual. And even for the whole team here at Gaslec, everybody's completely different, and there's no one motivation answer there that'll be the same for everybody. The next one is, what do you want from this position? So not just so much of, we're coming on as a gas engineer or as an air conditioning person or engineer, but what do you want? Do you want to just a bit of stability in your life? Do you want to go to the higher echelons? Do you want more training to do the bigger and the better stuff? Do you want to get more competent and proficient at what you're doing? Do you want to do what you're doing and then sidetrack into the gas side, the air conditioning side, or into the plumbing side? What do you want from that, or even to the electrical? God forbid a plumber goes to the dark side. Always say to the person, tell me of a challenging situation you've had to deal with. And that's sort of quite a generic question there, but it gets people thinking about maybe a time of conflict. Maybe there was a time when somebody was in an hour of need. They found someone that had fallen on the floor in a shopping centre, or something along those situations. And you can really sort of understand where they're coming from, and sort of the answer they choose to tell you as well can be a good indication of the person they are. And of course, for me, if you will look at any of my social media, what are your hobbies in your downtime? So, and that once again, that really does show me the type of person that we're dealing with. So, you can't change a bad attitude, or the wrong attitude, I should say, within somebody that doesn't fit our bill. We can always train and skill people with the right attitude, and teach and learn people. That's fairly straightforward. But if they've got an attitude that's against learning, against growing, against sort of becoming a bigger, more rounded person they are, that we can't change that. And I've tried to do it in the past. I ain't mentioning any names. But it really, really didn't work out, and it all ended a little bit horrible, to be honest. So yeah, there's a couple of questions there that we use here for interviews. So we've been working on some bigger pipe work here at Gaslec. I want to show you one of the fittings that we've been playing with. So this is a coupling from a 3-inch heating pipe. So this is what we call union or break union. So it's all threaded pipe as it comes through. And if you can see the size of this, we had to replace it because it was leaking. You can't get an adjustable spanner jaw on it. It's too big. You can't get even chains coming all the way. It is a bit tight at the back, but even getting the big chains on it, when you're putting that much stress and energy into doing these things up, they can start to disform it. So with inside the fitting, there we've got our little brass sort of face on there. So what we do is we'll make sure that's nice and clean for a brand new one, and then that then marries up to this next brass face here. So it's a brass coating that's put onto the steel, and these two then marry up as such. there with a little bit of paste, nothing else. There's no O-rings, there's no rubber, and then the fitting just does up. Obviously, these are screwed onto pipes that don't twist. So these, when they put them on, that's how then you break the pipes apart to be able to unwind sections of pipework. So yeah, the bigger the pipe, the bigger the tools. So as we're starting to come out of the winter season, the reactionary heating season, we start coming into the spring, and we've started getting that. We started getting sort of some nice double-digit 15, 16 degree days, still single digits in the evening. We started to get a lot more mild, although last weekend it was actually a thick fog all weekend, but it's just started to lift today. And one of the things that always surprised me every single year is the amount of inquiries that come in. Can you fit a garden tap? As not everybody in the world already got a garden tap fitted to their house. We do loads of them every single year. The social media channels, people racing to the bottom, wanting to do them for 50 quid, 40 quid, 30 quid, 20 quid. You might as well give someone a tenner and fit it for nothing. That's what it's going to get to at the moment. But yeah, this isn't a double check or a single check valve. This is just a normal outside tap. But these things here, we get through so many. We stock up this time of year on back plates and pipes through the wall, as well as the outside taps, and we just do loads of them. I thought every single house has got an outside tap by now, but I bet you this season we'll probably do another 50 or 60. So now for the history section of the podcast. So if you're a plumber, a heating engineer, or a mechanic, or even a really good DIYer, you probably got these in your tool bag right now. They're one of those tools that you almost use every single day without even really thinking about it. But the adjustable spanner is a really interesting history, and the basic design still used today, over 130 years old. But where did it come from? Before the adjustable spanners existed, engineers and mechanics would carry lots of fixed size spanners. Every nut and bolt size needed for the different jobs that we need to get done. So the tool bags were getting very heavy, and engineers were constantly swapping tools over while working. Imagine trying to carry every single size that you may need when you're working on their pipes and valves. During the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s, machines were becoming more complicated, and engineers were needed something more practical. Inventors started experimenting with tools that had movable jaws, allowing one spanner to fit multiple sizes. But the real breakthrough came through in 1891 when a Swedish inventor called Johann Peter Johannesson created a design that we still use today. Johannesson worked for a Swedish tool company called Bacco, and he improved early adjustable wrenches by adding a worm screw adjustment. This little thumb wheel that we turn and open the jaws and close them. His design made the tool much stronger, easier to adjust, and far more reliable. And because of this invention, in some countries, the adjustable spanner is still sometimes called the Swedish wrench. The design become incredibly popular because it solved a huge amount of problems for engineers. Instead of carrying 10 different spanners, you could carry just one tool for multiple sizes. For plumbers and heating engineers, it quickly became the essential bit of kit. And you'll have adjustable spanners used for things like compression fittings, radiator valves, pump unions, gas fittings, and pipework connections. Most engineers actually carry two sizes, usually the smaller one, something like a 6 to 8 inch, and for tighter spaces, and then a larger one, maybe 10 to 12s for the larger fittings, for a bit more leverage as well. There are a few interesting little facts about adjustable spanners as well. In the United States, they're often called the crescent wrench, named after the company that became famous for making them. In the UK, we just simply call them adjustable spanners. And despite all the changes in the tool technology over the last century, the basic design of the adjustable spanner has hardly changed since the 1890s, which just goes to show how good the original design actually was. So Baco probably make one of the best adjustable spanners still today out there. We've got your Rothenbergs and you've got your other sort of Stanleys and stuff like that. But us plumbers, we do love a Baco adjustable spanner. They're not cheap, but they do some really thin, narrow versions, which is nice for getting into little tight spaces, which is absolutely amazing. So I didn't realise actually till I started researching on this about the adjustable spanner, how they are good. So yeah, it's the adjustable spanner. So absolutely fantastic bit of kit. So we've all got them. We've all got multiples of them. I think I've got about 5 or 6 in my tool bag. But there we are, the adjustable spanner from 1891 as we know it today. So it's coming to the end of the reactionary winter heating system, as I said earlier on, and the system and the industry does a bit of a turn. So we start seeing more proactive work going on. We start seeing a lot more boiler servicing. So there's always a debate: do you get your boiler serviced at the beginning of the winter ready, or do you get it at the end when it's had a good run and get everything sort of cleaned up and changed? So because in the summer it's not going to work that hard at all. So we have a lot of customers, they get their boilers serviced in the spring. So, and they just sort of almost put them to bed, the backwards of hibernation, as it were, and just getting them ready for the summer. So they're all cleaned and ready to go. So we get a lot of that, a lot of pre-planned works. It's obviously a lot of builders are starting to build now. The permissions have come through. The ground's starting to dry out a bit for the foundations, for the extensions. You don't need a top hat for the loft conversion because it's probably going to be a decent sort of spring into the summer. You're not going to have too many wet days when you have the roof off and everything exposed. So that's what we start to see the change. And obviously the air conditioning side of what we do, that really does ramp up and pick up for the summer season as well. Everyone forgets that air conditioning is a really good heater. I've actually got it running at the moment into here, into when we're doing a podcast, and it's absolutely warm as toast in here. A lot more efficient than running radiators, a lot quicker. It takes about 2.5 to 3 minutes to start getting some warm air out of these things. But people sort of forget that. They'll just stay with their traditional heating and just use it for cooling. But it actually does both. So we're getting ready for the big celebration. I'm really excited about the 100th episode of the podcast. Obviously, we're at 90L, and it's supposed to be a 7, but I can't find the 7 for those that have noticed. But yes, we're at episode 97, so we've only got a few more episodes, a few more weeks. So I'm getting all the bits and pieces together, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of fun, and you'll enjoy it, guys. So that wraps up this week's podcast. If there is anything that we can help you with, email us at podcast@gaslec.net. If you have any questions for the show, if we can help with any of your plumbing and heating, domestic and commercially, email us at office@gaslec.net. If you have any questions, or you could share this with just the one person you know, a really keen DIYer, a new person coming into the industry. Share it with just one person. That'd be a massive help. You take care, guys. All the best. Have a fantastic week. Goodbye.